Welcome. In this video, we're going to show you how to create a live COVID-19 dashboard using PowerPoint. So the tools I used to create this were, of course, Microsoft PowerPoint, our DataPoint plugin that you can find at PresentationPoint.com, and an API feed. And if you go to our website at PresentationPoint.com and click on resources, scroll down, you'll find that we have a data feed directory where we collect interesting APIs that you can use for data. So I wanted to do it just simply, so instead of showing all the COVID cases in the world, I thought I would just show the North American cases. So these are the North American COVID cases, which shows the US, Canada, and Mexico, and currently shows the total COVID cases. This could also have been the total deaths. I could add that. I could add any of the other data as well. And the second screen that I've set up for this is a map where I've put on on the various countries, I've put the numbers there. And this updates automatically. You can set it how often you want it to update, or it can update whenever you open the presentation. So these are always the latest numbers as of the time, of course, that I shot this video. But if any time I were to open this, the current numbers would be there. So how did I do this? So first off, as I mentioned, I installed the DataPoint plugin for PowerPoint. Then what I did was I went to this list command, which is where I make my connections. And then you can see I have a wide range of different connectors I can choose. News, Facebook, weather, Google Analytics, Google Calendar, Microsoft Access, Excel, etc. So in this case, I went down and I created a new JSON feed, JSON. And this is just because the API I was using JSON. So for the COVID Canada information, if I look at the connection there, so I clicked on Add Connection, and I just pasted the API. And you can see there, you could easily just change this by, if you don't want Canada, just add Mexico. If you want Argentina, you can add any of the ones that you have in there. Once that was done, then I went and clicked on Add Query, and that created this query. And that query down here shows the data. So you can see the data there and when it's being changed, when it's being last updated. If I edit that query, you can see I can choose whether I want the data to refresh only once at the opening of the presentation, or whether I want continuous updating, like maybe every 60 seconds or every 10 minutes. And I have some advanced features as well, where I can do a number of things, such as sorting the data, filtering the data, and those kinds of things. So that's really just how I did the connection. So then what I did on the first one is for Canada, in order to connect that, I just added a text box, just a normal blank text box there where I wanted it. And then I chose DataPoint, and then I went to text box to convert that to a data-enabled text box. And when I click on that, you'll see that it then gives me the option of choosing which of the data connections I wanted. And in this case, I chose Canada. And then I can choose which column I wanted to take the information from. And then you can see the number will show up down there. If I were to change that, if I were to say, okay, well, instead, I would like to change this to the US one, then you can see the number automatically changes because I've done that. So it's very easy to just select these from the pull-down menu. And that's how that table was created. I just added text boxes. So this is just really a series of text boxes. So this gives you a ton of control over this. You're easily able to make it look however you want. And I use that same technique here, of course, to do the same thing here. So if I click on the US one here, and then I click on DataPoint and then text box, you'll see it's connected to the COVID USA data connection, again the same column, and I was able to do that. And then I can move these around. Now the cool thing about PowerPoint, of course, is I can change these font sizes or anything else by using the normal commands that I have within PowerPoint, and that doesn't affect the data. So the data number will show up there, but it lets me use PowerPoint to format colors, font styles, font sizes, any of those kinds of things. And just quite simply, that's how That's how it was done. If you've been using our software, please share your presentation point story with us. Go to our website, click on contact, and tell us how you're using our software. Our readers love to hear about real life case stories, so we'd really love to have your story.